guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be going to, from what I've seen on videos, which I'll try to link in the description, is the worst cemetery I've ever seen. It's called Chacarita Cemetery. It's in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So let's go ahead and get to exploring. My uncle's actually gonna be taking us. He works there. So hopefully we'll be able to get some exclusive access. So we're pulling up to one of the side entrances. We passed the main entrance down there, and all this wall that you see here, all the way down there, is cemetery. We're in the car entrance. So unless you're walking, I guess suppose that this is where you're going to be coming in. I was just told this is one of the biggest cemeteries. They were using it a lot during the yellow fever pandemic in Argentina. All these mausoleums.
The floor are broken because the trees, right? The roots? Yes.
Okay, so we just parked the car. I'm not sure why here, but my uncle only speaks Spanish, so I can only understand like 40% of what he's saying. But check it out. Here's what we're looking at, just right where we parked. Let's go see what they're looking at over there. My uncle is over here. Look at this one. Wow. And when you look, oh geez, oh no. When you look down, the coffin has been opened. I think that's, that's the coffin. It's been opened. You can't see anything, but it's disturbing. They've all been like moved around in here. Look at this one. It's been opened. Wow, and you can literally, you could reach out and just touch them. And see how they've been peeled back? And it's been open to weather, I'm sure. And just down here, you see all kinds of debris. And then even the coffin right here. Wow. Let me see if I can get. Wow. My goodness. So some like this one are untouched, and then you turn around and there's one like this right here. So I just asked why some of the mausoleums are in such poor condition and some look completely untouched, and it's because the family left. So they're abandoned then? No one's paying to take care of them? Is that why? Look at that. Another one that fell. New gallery that's been repaired that we're going to go see. Looking around at this monument, which is beautiful, and then I look down. I'm like, what's down there? Apparently that's people are down there. So we're gonna be taking a look, I think. Okay, let's see. That actually smells fresh in here. It doesn't smell.
So I think that's because it's new, and I think it has more open air in here. Oh no. No, that's not great. Okay.
This goes all the way down, and then you go all the way upstairs, and there's more up there. On both sides, I think. Yes, on both sides. Wow, so he just brought us to another one of these buildings right down here. Now this one does actually have an odor. The other one did not. It has a bit of a different vibe. Probably it's just the lighting, but definitely an odor in this one for sure. And it is very large. Very large. Wow. Here's another row, and while we're looking, I'll give you a little history. So this place actually, apparently the mausoleums began being built in 1893, and a decade later, the crematorium, they had the crematorium being put into proper use. In, I believe it was about 1905 is when the niches were built, I believe. That's what these are. As I'm walking, some hallways are smelling worse than others. Some, the farther you go down, the worse the smell gets. But it is, honestly, it's a beautiful cemetery, but there's definitely parts that are not being kept up with, and we are about to go to some of the lesser kept up with areas. So like here, I'm not sure what this is, if it was, sometimes caskets can implode, or if that's just rain. What this liquid is, it could honestly be bodily fluids. I'm not quite sure, but so here we have, and you can see that they're not filled properly. So this person looks like they, oh, it's two people? Wow, okay. This is very interesting. Seems like, yeah, the farther we go down in this specific section, that's them calling for me. You hear that? There's some that are not looking too good. Some are completely empty. Some have these trash bags. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm sounding ignorant. I'm not sure if these are cremated remains in here, or like smaller as in children's remains in here. I believe they're remains and they're not cremated remains. But see, some of them are so much larger, so I'm not sure if there's multiple people in there or what's going on. Anyone in the comments, if you do know the history a little bit better, please feel free to comment it. I'm only sharing just what I've seen on Google and other videos, and what I'm seeing here in person, of course, so.
No sé qué pasó, pero...
We drove in, this is the front entrance that we drove by prior. And so here's like what you would see when you're coming in. Up here you can see there's a lot more tourists. But I'm so surprised that these ones here in the front, they're still not taken care of. So like they said, I guess it's because the family's no longer paying to take care of it because there's no family around. You would think that they would do some basic maintenance just to, I don't know, help the cemetery look good. I'm not sure, but it's absolutely decaying and in awful condition, but beautiful at the same time. It's, wow, like look at this. You can see crypts all over the place, just out in the open like they are here. Some of them actually have damage to them, where you can see people are trying to rob them. These ones do not look damaged, but they're still beautiful. I mean, just look at how ornate they are. It's gorgeous. I feel like now they just put us in a simple box, but these are just super ornate, super gorgeous. Look at this. Wow. Look at that. So I figured I'll give you just a little bit more tidbit of the history. So like I mentioned, I think I said in 1904 or 5, but it was 1904 that their crematorium was properly working. And actually today, it's the only crematorium that's working for the city. Black kitty, just looking. There's another one down there. I'm not sure if the dog is barking at me or the cats. Probably me. But we were walking down here and there are security guards, and he did stop us and say, hey, if you're going to be walking down here, you can't be recording because it's private. I don't know, because when I was in Recoleta Cemetery, they told me the same thing. Hey, don't record. I honestly believe that it's because they don't want people to know how poor the conditions are. His reasoning was because that these are private, but like my uncle mentioned earlier, a lot of these, they don't have any family any longer keeping up with them, any relatives anymore. So while of course you still want to respect the dead, I think it's okay to record as long as you don't get caught. So I guess you can think of this as exclusive footage. And look at these kitties just looking at me. He's getting ready to go. Just driving by, all of this is filled. Look, 3 levels plus all the mausoleums. But apparently now we're going to the part that's más fea, which is more ugly, more gross. This really gives you an idea for how large this place is. And it goes to the next wall too. So it's incredibly large. And look at this. Oh. Oh my God. Wow.
Acá tenés, digamos, esto, el depósito. Claro, si no ven acá, viste. Hubo quilombo porque se robaban muchos huesos, entonces
around this corner, and I was shocked. So, but brace yourself for when I walk around this corner. These are human bones. I asked if it's one person or multiple. Obviously it's multiple. I asked why, and they claimed that it's a waste. I'm not sure what that means. They're humans. I'm very big on respect after the dead. So when I'm recording this, it's really for educational purposes. I'm not gonna touch anything. Wow.
Ese es el panteón de las Fuerzas Armadas.
Oh my God, it's a skull.
Ese de la Fuerza Armada. Ese es el de
More bones in
No,
here.
no, no. Ese es el panteón
Wow.
de la Fuerza Armada.
That's just insane.
Y ese es el moro de la Fuerza Armada. No, no te dejo. Pero no ves nada, no hay nada, ojo. Es una casa. Acá están los oficiales del ejército.
Here's the look with the light on.
Y el plan de la policía.
Wow. It's right here. You can be walking around the cemetery. Oh my God, I'm in shock. You can just be walking around the cemetery, come in here, and there is an entire crypt full of bones. Behind me, bones. 2 human skulls, suspiciously dirty looking bag. You come over here and there's more. Look at this. Oh my God. Wow. It's just crazy. How awful. Wow. And right behind me is just multiple cremated remains in boxes. Wow.
Está acostumbrado. Qué felicidad sentirse bien. Sí, pero...
¿Y dónde estoy nomás
the crematorium. And look at this. Right behind. All these. So most of these have apparently been broken into. Look at that. Just boxes full of people. Once had lives, families, they laughed, they cried like us, and now they've been just put here in these awful conditions. It's just crazy. My uncle who works here seems to be kind of nonchalant about it, like it's normal. But I've never once in my life, even on video, seen a cemetery that was quite this bad. And look, and it just keeps going and going and going. And there's more bones. Just crazy. Wow. And these are the people that we can be looking at. These are real lives. Wow. And the photos of them here make it just even more so apparent that these are real people, you know? It's just crazy. And these are not one person per box. These are multiple people just mixed in, not even necessarily family members. It's so interesting to think the lives that these people led, how they passed. Wow. Alright guys, so unfortunately I am having a little bit of low battery. We probably will be heading out soon, but this cemetery is just in absolutely deplorable condition. And right here, right next to this, these are unmarked grave of homeless people. This place is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope it was educational for you. Wow. And we're driving out. And here's, look at this, right as you exit out to the road.